Welcome back to Water Hose Drinkers. We have a special new episodes I guess we're doing.
Little series.
Calling it Chaos Theory. So in Chaos Theory, we're going to be talking about just butterfly effects in sports. You want to tell them what we got in store for today?
This one is a real puzzler. So it's basically surrounds the recruitment of Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow came out of homeschool. Do you know that?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Some of it makes sense, but still crazy. Anyways, the theory is that Tim Tebow, during his recruitment, I believe it was 2005, was down between, now 5-star, number 1 overall quarterback, like all-world generational prospect, down between Florida and Alabama. So that sets the stage. Tell us a little bit about where those programs were.
So at the time, Alabama had Coach Shula. And obviously, Florida had Urban Meyer. And, Nick Saban was on Miami Dolphins, coaching the Dolphins. And so, Saban left LSU for the Dolphins. And while all that's going on, Tebow's getting recruited, all this stuff. And, like you said, we don't know where some of these programs would be. And so Shula gets fired from Alabama. And then, of course, Tebow goes to Florida. And then Saban is in a little sticky situation. But to backstory on Nick Saban, during his first offseason as the Dolphins head coach, he was in between Drew Brees and Dante Culpepper. And if you remember, Drew Brees had AC joint, rotator cuff, whatever it is, issue going on.
And this is pre-Saints Drew Brees for all of you younger children out there.
Yeah, pre-Saints Drew Brees, before Drew Brees really became who he is and, what we, saw him, on the Saints.
Drew Brees and Michael Turner were both together on the San Diego Chargers.
Turner the Burner. Beast. He was a beast. And so, obviously we know how that panned out. Poor decision by Saban. Probably one of the greatest evaluators of talent in college football, but I reckon not in the NFL.
He didn't do terrible in the NFL.
No, he had a winning record. They just didn't make the playoffs. But, so Shula gets fired from Bama. Bama hires a guy by the name of Mike Price. And the old great and mighty Mike Price decided it was... Hold on.
Pause.
Alec, tell him why we're pausing.
This is my last fantasy draft of the year. This is my 5th fantasy draft. The Buzz Cut Ballers are now on the clock. With the 39th overall pick in the 2023 fantasy draft, the Buzz Cut Ballers will be taking Texans running back Dameon Pierce. Just a forewarning, I am picking at the turn, so it's probably going to come up in just another couple of seconds.
So, Bama hires Mike Price, right? And Mike Price goes down to Miami or somewhere, and with the Alabama University credit card, decides to order a prostitute.
A lady of the night, they call them.
Yeah. A lady of the night. We'll say it in nicer terms. So he orders the lady of the night, and, Alabama finds out. And
on the university card.
Yes, on the university card, and he gets canned.
Naturally.
Obviously. So, Alec, if you're the athletic director of the University of Alabama, what would you say to this guy?
Anytime you're like an AD or a coach and the prostitute word gets thrown around, that is just immediately get him away from my program, wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot pole. That is the death sentence for coaching.
I know.
For the most part. Some coaches have gotten away with it.
Yeah, no kidding. And some coaches got away with a lot worse, too. That's for sure. But,
pause. The Buzz Cut Ballers are back on the clock. Ooh. I like where I'm at on running backs. How do we feel about Amari Cooper this year?
Who's all on your squad? Give them the update.
So far, I have Jay Jettas, naturally. Travis Etienne. What other receiver did I take?
You don't.
Oh, no, yeah. I took Justin Jefferson at 1-2, Travis Etienne at 2-9, Chris Olave at 3-2, Damian Pierce at 4-9. Now I'm on the clock. I think we got to go receiver again right here.
Yeah.
Unless there's any high-level tight ends available. Ooh, I like Hawkinson.
Hawk.
I'm going Hawkinson. With the 42nd pick in the fantasy football draft, the Buzzcut Ballers take TJ Hawkinson, tight end, Minnesota Vikings. All right,
He's going to have a ring soon.
Shouldn't be picking for a little while. Sorry, fellas.
So, to, I guess, backtrack, Mike Price, orders the lady of the night. And, all while he was getting hired before that, Saban, he didn't want to go to Alabama at all. I don't know what he was going to do. Probably wanted to maybe give it another run, with the Dolphins. But to my knowledge, he did not want to go to Bama at all. And then, of course, the lady of the night occurs. And now we have Nick Saban.
Nick Saban, I believe he's from West Virginia, played ball at Kent State, had no real ties to Alabama other than playing opposite against them when he was at LSU. And, wow. I mean, just obviously, like, the Mike Price thing, like, really set some stuff into motion. But back to our kind of main point here, if Tim Tebow commits to Don Shula, Shula never gets fired.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. I think that's kind of the general consensus surrounding this whole thing is that Tebow is good enough and a big enough pickup. So, unfortunately, I typically use 24/7 recruiting, and their database does not go far enough back to like really get some good estimates on the recruiting class rankings. But all you need to know is that Florida was recruiting the shit out of high school players in the mid-2000s under Urban Meyer. And when you pick up a player like Tim Tebow, like Trevor Lawrence, like Justin Fields, like Andrew Luck, like Dylan Raiola, other players want to come and play with these guys. Mm-hmm. So the kind of theory going here is that Tim Tebow never makes it to Florida. Florida never picks up these great classes. They don't go on this great run. Maybe Shula keeps his job. Maybe Nick Saban stays in Miami.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a whole lot of what ifs.
There's so many, I know like the Marvel movies make a big deal out of this, but like the branching timelines and things like that. And it's crazy how this one little detail where this weird little homeschooled Christian kid wants to go to college can determine the fate of so many head coaches and programs. It's that's why we call it chaos theory.
It's wild too, and you can kind of expand on that too. With Saban at Bama, would he have hired Kirby Smart? Would Kirby Smart gotten his kind of start, kind of going through Alabama? Would Georgia have had Kirby Smart? Would all these other schools have the coaches that they've gotten coming from the Saban tree? We could go on for days and days and days about that kind of stuff.
I mean, the college football landscape could look wildly different than it does today just based on this one recruitment.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
I mean, we're talking about the immediate ramifications in the late 2000s. Think about now.
Yeah.
Saban never goes to Alabama. They don't have this dynastic run.
Yeah.
Saban stays at Miami. Saban goes to another SEC school. Saban goes closer to home in West Virginia or something like that.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Well, thanks, guys. That's all we got for Chaos Theory. We're probably going to be doing this every week as long as, the regular podcast. And if y'all have any ideas for this, please drop them down in the comments and be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you.